Hey guys, we're back. So we are pretty much down to the home stretch here on the Okta integration for React, and then eventually we'll jump into Firebase in the next videos. But so before we do that, we have to make sure that we do a little bit of work on the header. So let's just go ahead and open up the header file right here and mess around with some of the stuff up there. So as I said before, if we're dealing with anything that is going to require authorization and things like that, you need to let's go ahead and open the profile page right here. You're gonna bring the Okta auth. Okay, yep, that's it. And then we're gonna bring that in there. And I believe this one we're gonna use history and linking. So I think that's here. Yeah, we could just use this. I'm gonna grab that, put that in there as well. I'm not gonna use a route, but we are gonna use a link. So we're gonna use a link and we're gonna use the use history. That's correct. And this is all still part of that, which we needed that. And I believe that is all correct. Yep, including, all right, just making sure from my notes here that everything is the way it should be. All right, cool. So now in the header, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the history. So we're going to do a const for history, and we're going to make use of our use history. And the reason we're doing this is because we're going to be doing some linking. We're going to be doing some routing. So we need to use the use history in order to go to routes. And we are going to go into the profile here. We're going to pick the Okta auth here that we need to check for the AllState, and we need to check for the Okta auth and all that stuff. So just like we did on the other pages before, we need to validate for the AllState. So there's going to be, if the AllState is not there, that means it's not supposed to be there. Then return null, so that way nothing shows. All right, but if the person is there, the person is supposed to be there. If the AllState is true, then it needs to run this part right here. All right, so what are we gonna do and what are we going to run in there? So we're gonna go overhead and we're gonna keep that in there, and then down here is where we're gonna set up the menu. We're gonna do a couple of things there. We're gonna run a some conditional statements in here, some ternary functions, and then we're gonna say if AllState, okay, if AllState is authenticated, if AllState is authenticated, then you want to put a button, and the button is going to say log out. Excuse me. Had a tickle in my nose. So what this is saying basically is if the person is authenticated, that means he is logged in, then you want to give him the logout button so that he's able to log out, right? And so instead of just leaving it like that, we're going to make a variant. We're gonna make it contained, and then oops, and then we're gonna color it as well, and we're gonna make it a primary. All right, and then what is a button without an event? It's nothing, just a square. And then here we're gonna name a function logout. That's gonna be your logout function. All right. So that part is there. Let me go ahead and bring that down here. There you go. All right, and then the next thing is let's just go ahead and bring that down here, make a copy of it. Now for the next one we're gonna do is we are gonna set up if the person is not authenticated, or no, if the authentication is pending. So that basically is checking to see if maybe the API is running a little slow or whatever. So if authentication is not pending and the authentication doesn't exist, basically he's not authenticated, then that's already there. Okay, then we want to show the login button, and obviously that's going to be a different function called login, but the button is supposed to look the same. So these two right here are just basically going to flip-flop from each other. Could I do this with an else? Yes, but then I lose access to this condition here, and I kind of want to keep that condition available to me. All right. And then one last thing I want to do is I want these two buttons to always be on the far hand side. So on the next side here, which is going to be before all of this stuff, that's where I'm going to put the button for the profile, and that one is going to be if the AllState is authenticated. Otherwise, don't show the button, right? So if the AllState is authenticated, we're going to do this one as a link, and it's gonna say link to profile, and the color is going to be primary. That's fine, and there isn't going to be any on click, but instead there's going to be a component because you wanted to show something, and it's going to show the component as text. This is the way that link is going to show. If you put component button, the link is gonna look, the text, this right here is gonna look like a button. I want it to just look like text, so I just put component text. What else I'm missing? Okay, well, actually naming it profile. All right, now we just need to build out these functions right here, this logout and login. So we're gonna come over here and do for the login. It's gonna come up here. For the login, we wanted to do an async call because you wanted to run. You don't want it to wait for the other, for one thing to end. You just want to be available, and then that one is going to do a history push to login. So that's basically just going to send the person to the login page so that person can use the custom login form. And for the logout, we're going to create a function here, which is also going to be async, but this is actually an async await. Oh, this one is going to await for some information first, and this one is going to we're gonna do a little bit different here. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna create first a base name, and then the base name is going to be the window location origin, the window location origin plus the history of create href, and the path name. What was this? That path name, the root, at the root, the path. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So then what we're gonna say is we're gonna do a try catch here, and then the trash can and the try catch we're gonna do the await, and we're gonna then call the Okta auth sign out method, and then inside this sign out method we're gonna make a call to the post logout redirect URI to the base name. So we're basically saying after he hits sign out, after the sign out the logout function hits, go ahead and sign him out and then send him to this URL, which is going to be the home page. Okay, and then basically whenever you have a try, you have a catch. So I'm just gonna put that here, and that is now what I wanted. There you go. and then basically that's going to catch the error, and then the error is going to simply console log the error, just so you know what's going on if anything goes wrong. All right, and that is basically it. Let me go ahead and save that. And now things are changing here. All right, let's see, log out and log in. We got some different stuff here. Let's see what's going on. So it looks like the logout and the login are showing at the same time. Let's see. So we have our logout. If the AllState is authenticated, show the logout, which is right, and then the login is the one that is probably not right. So if the AllState is pending, and the AllState is authenticated, what am I doing wrong here? All right, just rerun this again. Let's try and log out and log back in. Log out. Okay. Oh, it's twice. Is it because I have it hard? Oh, it's because I have a hard coded right here. Okay. Sorry. All right. Let's go ahead and save this, and then now it should just be gone. There should be just one. There we go. So now if I log in and I have that in there and I hit login, that's just my computer doing that. There is my profile page on my logout. It's a little close to each other, so I'm just gonna give that this right here a style margin right 1, and that should give me a little bit of space. Oh, that's too tiny. Let's just give it a 15 pixels, and that should give me, oh, there you go, should give me enough room right there. All right, so one thing I did realize was that if I don't have an account, I have no way to register. See right here, so if I don't have an account, how do I even register? How do I even log in? So this is something that it took me a while to be able to figure out, and I realized that it's because there is no ways of creating an actual registration page, just like I did a login page. I mean, well, there is a way that you can create a registration page, but it's a little bit convoluted, a little bit confusing. However, we're using a custom signing, so we still need to be able to add some kind of way of adding to it. So I figured it out afterwards, and I'll show you how to do this on the next page, because it's going to take some setups and some setting up and all that. So we'll take care of that on the next page, and then that will be the last one. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one.